This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 3026 Mineral Wells Court, Simi Valley, California, 93063. We're performing a video waste and sewer line inspection through a 3-inch, what appears to be a cast iron vent pipe located at the rear of the house, just above the hallway and master bathroom area. And this is towards the front of our house here. And again, we are on the back side of the house, and this goes around towards the backyard area. This is our pool. This goes around the back area. This is the fireplace, and this is our 3-inch, what appears to be a cast iron vent pipe. And again, we're going to zero out our camera monitor here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and drop down and begin our video waste and sewer line inspection. A little bit of cobwebs there. So again, let me just push down. We'll get all these cobwebs out of the way, and then I'll pull back here and we'll just get that cleaned up. And I'll get the camera lens nice and clear again, and we'll push back down. And then we'll just get those cobwebs off the lens. And we'll just drop back down. It does appear that we dropped down and made a transition into a cast iron waste line. And it does appear to be holding some water in this area, as you can see. Cast iron waste line there. We're completely underwater here. And well, again, what we'll do is we'll continue to push through. And again, it could be possibly a soft stoppage in the area. And maybe with the camera we could push through and get past that. So again, we're going to continue to push out. Again, as you can see, we're still completely underwater. And looks like we possibly pushed whatever our soft stoppage was, possibly pushed it out. So again, we'll pause here for a moment. We'll see, let some of this water run down. And again, we did get some of that water to run down, and it does appear that we transitioned back into what appears to be possibly vitreous clay sewer piping here. You can see we do have a root intrusion, and this is our cast iron waste line. And again, it does appear that we are transitioning to what appears to be vitreous clay. So again, as you can see, we do got root intrusion in that area. So we're going to go ahead and just continue to push out. And as we push out, you can see in this joint here, we do have a fairly large root intrusion in that joint there. And that is coming in from about the 3 o'clock area all the way up and around to about the 12 o'clock area. So we're going to continue to push out. What we'll do is we'll just attempt to push all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. And then from there, we can pull back. We'll just continue to use a little bit of this water to help us push out. So again, we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and ran a little bit of water in the hallway bathroom, and this is just going to help us push out. Again, we're running a little bit of cold water in the hallway bathroom just to I'm going to pause here. Okay, we went ahead and pushed all the way into our city sewer tie-in. It does appear that we reached our city sewer tie-in, but we're going to just pull back a little bit and take a good look. So I'm going to pause here for a moment. Okay, again, as I mentioned, we pushed all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. What we're going to do is we're just going to pull back just right to our city sewer tie-in area here, and this is our city sewer tie-in here. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to pause here for a moment and let the water run down, and then once the water runs down, we'll continue to pull back and take a good look at our lateral and our sewer on the property line. And again, it does appear to be vitreous clay, but once we shut the water down, we'll determine if it's vitreous clay or possibly concrete sewer piping. So again, we're just going to pause here for a moment. Okay, again, we did let the water run down. As you can see, just beneath us, we do have our mainline sewer clean out in that area there. So we're going to continue to pull back. We'll pull back slowly. Have a fairly large offset in the saddle area there, as you can see, right around from the 12 o'clock going all the way around to about the 6 o'clock area. And you can see that offset's a fairly large offset there. And again, we are just in our saddle area, so we do have a fairly large offset in our saddle area from about the 12 o'clock going all the way around and down to about the 6 o'clock area. But everything still seems to be passing through. Again, just going to continue to pull back. And again, it does appear to be concrete sewer piping. You can see there a little bit of the neoprene band exposed in the joint there, right around the 3 o'clock area. But again, that joint appears to be in fair condition. Continue to pull back. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. A little bit of an offset in that joint there, but nothing major. A little bit of the neoprene band exposed right there at the 3 o'clock area, and as well around the 9 o'clock area. And over time, the concrete sewer piping in those joints tend to erode away and expose the neoprene band in the joints. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. The joint appears to be fair condition. A little difficult to tell there at the top if that's buildup or possibly the neoprene band being pulled through. Again, when we get to the office, we can blow up that area and take a really good look. And that area there does appear to be the test tee, and this is right around our curb area, right at the edge of the street and the curb, coming back onto the property now. And we're going to continue to pull back. And it does appear that we do have some root intrusion in that joint there from about the 11 o'clock area all the way up to around about the 1 o'clock area. So we continue to pull back. And we do have a little bit of concrete sewer piping in this area here, right around the 9 o'clock area, that is exposing the neoprene band as well, and again as well in around the 3 o'clock area. And it does appear to be possibly a little bit of root intrusion there around the 12 o'clock area. And again, we're going to continue to pull back, make a little bit of a turn, and as you can see in this area here, we do have a little bit of root intrusion. We got a little gap in that joint there. Continue to pull back. And it does appear that this area here possibly appears to be broken in this area. But again, it's very difficult to tell, but once we get it blowing up, we can determine this area here has a fairly large break in it. As you can see, this is possibly the joint right here, and as we push in a little bit there, you can see that there is a fairly large break in that area. Again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. What we'll do, we'll just pause here for a moment. We're going to mark this area. So we'll pause here. Okay, we went ahead and located this area. and it is just to the right of the front door, just in front of the kitchen window in the grass, and we did mark it at 3 foot 4 inches deep. And again, we did mark this area as a break, and so what we're going to do is we're just going to continue to pull back. We're going to pull back close enough to the house to where we are right at the cast iron to what appears to be concrete sewer piping transition, and this is transitioning back into cast iron. So what we're going to do is we're just going to push out to this area here, and we're going to pause here for a moment, and we'll locate this area. Again, I did mark this area at 2 foot 10 inches deep in the plant area just outside the kitchen window. And again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back, and we do have a fairly large root intrusion in this joint here from about the 9 o'clock area going all the way around to about the 3 o'clock area. You can see that root intrusion there. And initially when I did push out, we were holding back water in this area, so we did have a soft stoppage, and I was able to push through and get my camera through, but as I'm pulling back, you can see that we are still holding water in this area. It does appear possibly holding quite a bit of water in this area here, and holding back a lot of debris. There's quite a bit of buildup, quite a bit of scaling in the cast iron waistline. And again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And as you can see, some more tissue and stuff that's being held up in the line. And again, quite a bit of scaling, quite a bit of buildup throughout the cast iron waistline. And initially when we did push out, we were holding back water in this area. So I was able to push through, and that's probably there was holding water. Maybe had a soft stoppage right around that root intrusion there at the transition from the cast iron waistline to the concrete sewer line, and we possibly had a soft stoppage there. So I was able to push through and get that soft stoppage cleared. And again, we're still continuing to pull back. And again, as you can see, the cast iron waistline does have quite a bit of debris buildup and scaling throughout. This area would need to possibly be hydrojetted from a mainline clean out at the front of the house. So run the hydrojetter up the line back towards the rear of the house and pull back, and as we're pulling back, you're going to descale and clean a little bit of this cast iron and get a lot of that buildup and scaling out of there and get it flushed out into the city sewer. So again, we'll make a little bit of a turn and continue to pull back, and we're going to pull back and up our vent pipe, and we're going to pull pulling back, and we come up and out of our vent pipe, and that will conclude our video waste and sewer line inspection.